Hello and welcome to Sports News on the News at 10. I am Olumide Macaulay. The inconclusive Match Day 2 fixtures of the Channels National Kids Cup Lagos Primaries has been played at Campus Square. Pampers Private School and Unifrance Primary School impressed as they joined 6 other teams to qualify for the quarterfinals. Sports correspondent Austin Okunapan covered the games.
From all of us at the Campus Stadium Center.
Almost perfect weather for football, beautiful ambience, and a good show of talent best describes what went down at the rescheduled games at Campus Square Mini Stadium. Match officials and players are out, so it's show time. Unifrance and Dunmen Primary School played arguably the most entertaining game of these Lagos preliminaries. Both teams are from Ikorodu, so feel free to call it a derby. Dunmen goalkeeper Francis Lucky made some good saves, and when he couldn't, his goalpost was there for him.
Look at that.
Just at the stroke of halftime, Dudure Marvelous got the kids at Campus Square screaming.
Dunmen School of Ikorodu taking the lead here.
During the break, Coach Egwonu came out tough on our players. Now look closely behind and you'll see the assistant player coach giving his own tactics. After that talk, Unifrance came out blazing. Olamilekon Abaton scored the equalizer, and from then they were unstoppable. It ended 5-1 with Augustine David scoring a hat-trick. 9-year-old Olumide Oshinawa made his debut, and even though he didn't touch the ball, he was a big part of the celebration. Second game was between Dr. Teslim Elias and St. Bernadette. The team from Isaleko didn't waste time in seeing off their opponents.
He does it and he scores beautifully. Great goal coming from Eti Jubril. To see more talents, it is still St. Bernadette that is down. And they concede a goal.
Meets the best supporters club at these preliminaries. Pampers Private School never stopped cheering their team, and the impact was felt. 5 minutes into the game against Messalina International School, Favor Alaneme gave the supporters more reasons to cheer. Oh yes, Favor went on to score a hat-trick. Defender Osemudia Meomokodion wrapped up a fine performance when he grabbed goal number 4.
Games played today has once again revealed that school sports is still the best form of talent identification. The talents are right there. We've now reached the real deal of the 2014 Channels National Kids Cup Lagos preliminaries. 8 teams remaining. 4 will kiss this competition goodbye, and 4 will stay to represent Lagos at the Nationals. Who will emerge the final 4? Now that's a question I can't answer. From Campus Square, I'm Austin Okunapan reporting for Channels Television News.
Outside Nigeria, Barcelona captain Carlos Puyol admits he is proud and privileged to have enjoyed an excellent career at Barcelona after 593 appearances spanning a 15-year career. In his farewell speech, Puyol had to fight back tears as he said he has played his last game for the club. He thanked all that had helped him in his extraordinary career. He confirmed in March that he will rescind his playing contract at the end of the current campaign owing to an ongoing knee injury, but hinted he could stay with the Catalans beyond the end of the season in a different capacity. On top of his 6 La Liga titles, Puyol has led Barca to 3 Champions Leagues, 2 Copa del Reys, 2 World Club Cups, and 6 Spanish Super Cups, as well as winning the 2008 European Championships and the 2010 World Cup with Spain. Ahead of this weekend's Diamond League meeting in Shanghai, away from football to athletics, America's Justin Gatlin and Jamaica's Veronica Campbell-Brown are both aiming to set the track on fire and prove they belong amongst the best in the sport. Gatling ran a season's best of 10.02 seconds in the 100 meters at Sunday's IAAF World Challenge in Japan, and he's confident he can go even faster. For Campbell Brown, improving on her personal best this year is our primary focus.
Put together the most complete race that I've ever put together thus far, so I think...
That's it on Sports News on the News at 10. Thank you for watching. News at 10 continues just now.
Unveiling the new look of Guinness. Discover a colorful world of more.
All appears set for the National Conference to begin consideration of the reports of the 20 committees that have been working for the last 4 weeks. Most of the committees appear to have completed their reports, with a few putting finishing touches to theirs.
Now, it's been 4 weeks of committee work, and on the final day, committees were seen putting in their best to beat the deadline set for reports to be submitted.
Now, while some committees appear to have completed their work, others were seen hard at work. The secretariat set up for the committees was also busy putting together reports of the committees that had submitted their reports. Some of the delegates that were around said their work was done.
I can confirm that this committee is virtually ready. As a matter of fact, what you met us doing is to put finishing touches to our reports. We are meeting as the report drafting committee. Later today, the entire committee membership is going to meet to look at the report and adopt. And so first thing in the morning, we'll be ready to submit our report to the conference secretariat.
We've almost finished our committee. What we're waiting for is just to go through it and sign. And I'm sure in another 1 hour, the final draft or the final report will be out and we will sign. And that's all.
The chairman of the Committee on National Security explained some of the issues that influenced some of the recommendations of his committee.
Bad leadership, corruption, impunity, deliberate neglect and total insensitivity to the laws of the land. Where such happens, no matter how long it takes, it will manifest itself into a big breakup of law and order in the country.
Some of the delegates say they are expecting the recommendations of their committees to be well received in plenary.
We are members of the Nigerian society, and some of the things we have recommended there are the things we think is good for our democracy. I personally do not have any fear that most of our recommendations will sail through. But there are some areas that may create some little controversy.
The issue of environment is not really that controversial, and it's an issue that affects most Nigerians. It's a natural, our environment is degraded and polluted, and, every right-thinking Nigerian will understand our recommendations and approve of it, hopefully.
I expect that the plenary is going to be very, very acrimonious. I am hoping that the leadership will be able to deploy everything that is required to ensure that we manage the place appropriately. Because the reports that we got from some of the committees, if there are anything to go by, one expects to see some fireworks.
Meanwhile, a group of delegates have appealed to their fellow delegates to allow national interest guide their decisions as they consider the different reports.
We have the unique opportunity to present our country the greatest gift of this century, that is patriotic contributions from all delegates who have been given this opportunity of a lifetime to speak and present issues at the national conference on behalf of the teeming millions of our peoples.
All attention will now shift to the plenary, where the different reports will be considered and the different recommendations put to the test. Lanre Lasise, Channels Television News.
On the foreign scene, the people of Turkey were anything but happy today as trade unions held a one-day strike in protest at the country's worst ever mine disaster, which has claimed at least 282 lives. Thousands took to the streets in cities across the country and clashes broke out in Izmir. Here's Cynthia Arya with more details.
That was indeed the case, and President Abdullah Gül visited the scene of the disaster in Soma as Turkey holds 3 days of mourning. The Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan was booed and jostled by angry protesters during his visit to Soma. Also today, 3 people have been killed and more than 20 others injured in an attack on an anti-government protest camp in the Thai capital. There were reports of explosions and gunfire early today at a protest camp at Bangkok's Democracy Monument. Protesters have been pressing the Senate to replace the cabinet with an appointed administration. Then at least 29 people have been killed in a car bombing near the border between Syria and Turkey.
Video obtained by
Activists say a car filled with explosives was reportedly blown up in the Karat Saju area near the Bab al-Salam crossing in the northern province of Aleppo. And a Sudanese court has sentenced a woman to hang for apostasy after she left Islam and married a Christian man. Human rights group Amnesty International condemned the sentence as appalling and abhorrent. It's been reported that the sentence will not be carried out for 2 years until she has given birth. Finally, the U.S. President Barack Obama has joined September 11 survivors and rescuers at the dedication of a memorial museum on the site of the attacks in New York. The National September 11 Memorial Museum includes thousands of personal items and parts of the World Trade Center towers themselves. And those are the top stories on the foreign scene.
Thank you, Cynthia. And the main news again. The House of Representatives has approved the extension of emergency rule in the Northeast by another 6 months. The lower house arrived at the decision after over 2 hours of closed-door meetings with security chiefs and deliberations by the lawmakers. However, their colleagues in the Senate have deferred a decision on the extension of emergency rule till next week, Tuesday. The upper house said it will consult with all major stakeholders before coming up with a position. And with that, we come to the end of the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Do keep a date again tomorrow. I'm Bimbo Lede. Bye for now.